All right, guys, so here's the conditions. The air temperature is probably in the low to mid 40s. Water temps are in the mid 50s. It says 54.4. So cold winter weather, at least for San Diego. It's not that cold for some of you guys, but it's cold for us. This is about as cold as it gets. Maybe January gets a little bit colder. The mornings can get into the 30s, 20s at the very, very coldest. But we're just gonna go fishing. I was out here last week and it sucked for me. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even make a video because it was so bad. But hopefully we can get some redemption on these fish today. Get out here, catch some bass, have a good time. And we do have a little bit of a time constraint. We only have a half a day in order to get the job done. I got some family stuff that I need to do this afternoon. So we're gonna have to figure them out pretty quick, and we don't have a lot to go off of based on last week. So we're gonna try to figure this puzzle out together. So let's get it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go. All right, guys, so we're out here on the water. We're sitting in like 16 foot of water. We're gonna start off throwing a crankbait. Like I said earlier, I had fished out here last week. I literally caught one fish, and I had some other bites, but they just didn't actually like eat the bait. They bit, they ran with it for like a split second and then dropped it and never came back to pick it up. So I'm not sure if the whole dragon thing is where it's at, or if we need to like kind of force them to bite with the reaction. So I'm gonna run some rocky stuff for a little bit with the crankbait, try a few different depths, maybe throw the jerkbait around a little bit as well, just to see if we can't, you know, get one to react. And if that doesn't work, then we're gonna slow it down, drag, drop shot, Carolina rig, jig, stuff like that, see if we can't put something together. All right, well, we threw the jerkbait a little bit, threw the crankbait a little bit, came up on a nice little rock point. So I'm gonna throw the jig on it, see if I can't get a bite, dragging something slow. Just feel like I need to alternate between the two instead of just committing one way or the other. You know, kind of just throw the jerkbait a little bit, throw the crankbait a little bit, pick up the jig every once in a while, see if something decides to bite, and then start formulating a game plan off of that instead of just committing one way or the other. We'll see what happens there. This rock point kind of goes out a little ways, so we'll kind of stay off of it a little bit and see if we can't scrounge up a bite over here. It looked like there was fish on there from the Mega Live. Not a ton. It's not like you can see them all over the place, but looked like there was one or two swimming around. Caught one on the McGrady Newt. Feels like a little guy. Just poured these up literally yesterday, guys. I got a video coming soon to make these. Oh, get in the boat. Not a big one, but we got one. Right in the top of the mouth, just like you want. Little McGrady Newt just sticking out of his mouth right there. Great little color. But not bad. I'll take that. Grinding this morning. Finally got one on the drop shot. I've thrown a jerkbait, I've thrown a crankbait, I've thrown two different jigs, and then I finally got bit on the old drop shot with the McGrady Newt on there. Cool little bait right there, guys. So this bait that I'm throwing right here, guys, you can make it yourself. It's a do it mold. It's called the McGrady Newt. I've had my eye on it for a long time and just never pulled the trigger and got it. But I recently obviously did, and poured some of them up, and this is literally, I think, my first time throwing them. and got bit. I think you could throw it on a drop shot. I think you could throw it on a Carolina rig, split shot. You can do a lot of different things with this bait. Super versatile. I got it in a really natural color, this green pumpkin, kind of a watermelon color. It's got purple and copper flake in it, and got the job done right there. Hopefully we can get some more bites. It's been a little bit of a tougher morning, but we got one in the boat, so hopefully that'll get us going, and we can start putting a few more in here. There we go, another one on the drop shot. I don't think it's big, but at least it's another bite. It might be bigger than the last one, or at least it's fighting better than the last one. Hopefully we get it in. It was such a subtle bite. Barely felt it. There we go, number 2 on the day. The little McGrady Newt does it again, guys. I'm liking this little bait so far. A couple fish in the morning. This one's a little bit better than the last one. Got a little bit more weight on him. McGrady Newt does it, guys. Little drop shot bait. You know, guys, that's one of the keys to wintertime fishing, is super sensitive equipment. A lot of times you can get away with it in the spring and the summer when the fish are a lot more aggressive, but in that winter time you've got to have sensitive equipment. That's braid to fluoroleader, sensitive rod. The bites just aren't as aggressive. It's super subtle sometimes. That one was just like a teeny tiny little tick, then that fish had it. A lot of times they're just going to sit there with it. They don't want to move a lot. They're not going to hit it and then get aggressive and speed away with it. Everything's just a lot more subtle in the wintertime, so having a good rod like this 6th USA Custom, great drop shot rod, super sensitive. The tip in it is really good for drop shot fishing. It's got like a moderate tip in there, so it keeps those hooks nice and pinned in those fish's mouth. You just land every fish that you get bit and hook with this rod. It's a really good drop shot rod. It is on a little bit of a pricier side, but guys, when you're fishing a drop shot, you need that sensitivity and you need the right rod in order to land everything. And sometimes those dragon baits, those ones where you need that sensitivity, that's where you want to spend your money. So I highly recommend this Custom USA from 6th Sense. It's a really good rod and definitely worth the price point. There we go. Carolina rig fish. Man, I had to like coax that guy into eating. It bit like 3, 4, 5 different times before it finally took that bait. That's crazy. They usually just come and get it. The old Carolina rig got this guy. There we go. Man, when he finally ate it, he choked it, that's for sure. Choked it, that's for sure. Man, the Carolina rig is one of my favorite things to throw out here. Guys, that was ridiculous. I literally had to wait for that fish probably a full minute before it actually took the bait. I felt like some real subtle bites, and then it would take it and drop it, and I'd pull it and I'd feel the sinker. Then I'd bite it again, pull it, feel the sinker, and I knew that it didn't have it because I could tell by the way it didn't like take the actual bait like it normally would. So I had to keep waiting and it just kept looking at it, and then finally it took it and I was able to set the hook and catch it. And by the time it finally ate it, it almost swallowed it. There we go. Finally caught a bass. Hopefully it stays on. Hopefully it'll stay on. Carolina rig on some rocks on a point. The old Dual Mold Boss Hog for the plastic. Haven't got a Carolina rig fish in a while, so that's cool. That's a little decent guy too. Decent old one. There we go. Finally on the board. Felt like he was bigger, but we're on the board. Little 2-pounder. Well, the morning started off halfway decent, but then it just got super tough out here. I haven't gotten a bite in a while. In the beginning, I got a bite here, bite there, but it just shut off. So I'm gonna bounce around. I don't have a lot of time left before we gotta go in, but hopefully I can get something going here in the next, half hour, and get a couple more fish in the boat, and maybe they'll be big ones. I feel like the drop shot's probably gonna be the best bet to get some bites. Carolina rig and the jig, I gotta keep it honest, but it just got really tough. So guys, pretty tough day out here so far. We still got a little bit of time left to fish, but I want to take a second to talk to you about the 6 Sense 6-Sack. The 6 Sense 6-Sack is a subscription program that 6 Sense offers. Basically what you do is you sign up for the program and they send you basically a mystery bag of baits every single month. It's a great way to get your tackle stocked up, to get baits that you may not normally think to throw, but these 6-Sacks are a great way for anybody really, that whether they're beginners or advanced, to really branch out and fish some baits that you may not always fish. The best thing about this sack is that it's always 6 Sense baits, and you know that they're going to be good, they're going to be quality, and they're going to work. So we're going to get in there, we're going to do a quick unboxing and show you the most recent sack. This is going to be the one from December. The first bait in here is the 6 Sense Thud. It's a 1/2 ounce in the Threadfin Flash color. This is a really good color, especially around, shad and stuff like that. If they're really eating that shad, this is going to be a great one. The Thud is like a 1-knocker style bait, and, lipless crankbaits are really, really good in the wintertime. And then right here we have another awesome bait. This is the Provoke 106 Deep Diver. This goes 4 to 7 feet. It's a 5/8 ounce, so you're gonna be able to cast it really well. And this is in the 4K shad color. Another great wintertime bait. They eat jerkbaits all over the country in the wintertime, and the jerkbait has become much more than a wintertime bait. Guys are throwing it all year round and catching fish, especially the scopers. Jerkbait's a staple, but even if you're going down the bank, the wintertime is a great time to throw jerkbait. Another bait that we got in this sack is the Crush 100X in the Shad Craft color. This Shad Craft color, another great shad imitation. It's got a little bit of a darker top to it, but it's got that nice white bottom. One of the good things about the 6 Sense baits is they always have really good hooks right out of the box. I never change my hooks out when it's 6 Sense. After a while, when they get doled up and stuff like that, then obviously I will change them out. But when I get these out of the packages, I fish them straight away. Next bait in there is the 6 Sense Stroker Craw in the Black and Blue Flake. Black and blue is a staple everywhere, especially in the wintertime. A lot of times you're going to get that runoff from the rain that comes into your lake, and you're going to need something dark like a black and blue. It's going to work great around that dirty water. Pair that stroker up on a jig and you're going to be set. Another good wintertime bait is going to be the Divine Underspin. This is a 1/2 ounce, so this one's going to get down deep. I think that gold blade can be key a lot of times. It's just something a little bit different. A lot of guys are throwing those silver blades most of the time, but I think occasionally it's good to have something just a little bit different. That little bit of a different flash than the silver can sometimes get an extra bite or two. The next bait in here is the Axel Finesse Jig. This is going to pair up great with those black and blue jigs. This is the green pumpkin color. You may not be able to see it on camera, but there is some black in there, so that black and blue stroker craw is going to be really, really good on this as well. One of the things about the Axel jigs is that they have a screw lock, and you're going to be able to rig them weedless without that weed guard. So you're going to have that EWG style of a hook and style of a jig, and you're going to be able to maximize the hookup ratios, because sometimes unfortunately those weed guards can impact us, but you can Texpose it and you're gonna have great hookup ratios on that jig. And then the last little bit that we got in here is a 1/8 ounce umbrella rig jig heads. The wintertime is umbrella rig season for sure, and you know, having jig heads like this is key. The degree on this head is really important as well. I think on an Alabama rig, having that 60-degree line tie can be really important. I think it helps it to be able to come over cover a little bit better. So guys, if you want to sign up for the SAC, head over to the 6th Sense Fishing website. Make sure to use my discount code LUNASUPER6. It'll save you money off of your first month. So basically it's a win-win, guys. This isn't a very expensive product, and they're gonna send it to you every month. And with my discount code, it's gonna basically be a win-win for everybody involved. You're gonna get some awesome baits. You're gonna get them at a discount. So head over to the 6th Sense website, use discount code LUNASUPER6 to sign up for the Super 6 SAC. If you're gonna buy anything else on the 6th Sense website other than that 6 SAC, make sure to use discount code LUNA10. Well, you know, guys, I don't know what happened. All I know is it got super tough out here. I don't see a lot of activity other than just bait everywhere, but I don't see bass all over the place. I don't see them chasing bait. A lot of times you'll see some breaking fish in the wintertime, but right now I don't really see any kind of activity. Every bite's been super subtle. Supposedly there's a good bite out here somewhere, but I have no idea what that bite is. Been fishing in different spots, trying different baits, threw an underspin for a little bit as well. I don't know, I'm not figuring it out. There we go, another one on the rig. Ate it funny again, man. They're eating it so weird. You gotta like time it like perfectly and everything. It's crazy. Little one, but it's been brutally tough, so I'll take it. This guy's so cold. Tiny one. Carolina rig, guys. Got 4 today at least. All right, guys, so for this Carolina rig, this is my go-to setup whenever I'm fishing the Carolina rig. It's gonna be the 7/4 unicorn rod from 6th Sense. I got the Daiwa Tatula Elite. I have 15-pound fluorocarbon, K9 Fishing fluorocarbon, to a 12-pound test K9 Fishing fluoro. And then I have a 1-ounce egg sinker to a red glass bead to a brass clacker. And then I got my swivel right here. That is my go-to Carolina rig setup. Pretty much, if I'm throwing a Carolina rig, that's what I'm putting on first, is this exact setup. Depending on the lake, maybe I'll go heavier line or lighter line, depending on what I'm doing. But this is pretty much it. I just got a crawbait on today. I make this one in my garage too. But it's been catching fish out here today, guys. 2 on the drop shot and then 2 on the Carolina rig so far. It's been a tough day out here. Just been grinding away, and I got one in the boat, or got a few in the boat for that matter. This bite's so interesting because it's almost like dead sticking, but not at the same time. I mean, you're literally casting it out here and you're dragging it over these rocks, and as soon as you feel something a little bit different, that's when you kind of just let it sit there, and then occasionally you'll get that actual bite. But you got to be paying attention 100%, because if you don't, you're gonna miss these fish and not land some that you could have landed. This is what happened last week, but I wasn't keeping my bait in that same exact spot for an extended period of time, giving that fish a chance to actually grab the bait and take off with it. I'd swing too soon and those fish never actually had it. They were kind of like trying to kill it, and they'd come back to it. This last one, I was able to get the bite, and then I moved it and they would peck at it, and then I kind of gave it a little tiny little flip, and that's when it finally like went for it and got it, and then it went and took it, and then I was able to set the hook and get it in the boat. There we go. Another one on the Carolina rig. we go. I wish they would eat them better because he's choked it. This guy choked it. Not a giant, but we got ourselves one. We would have worked ourselves a limit if we were fishing a tournament today, so that's always good. There we go, guys. Number 5. I don't know if you guys saw what I was doing right there, but I was coming into that fish with the pliers through the gills. Sometimes when they choke it and they got that hook down the fish's throat, you can come underneath of through the gills and grab that hook and pop it, and it'll come right out of their throat and they won't start bleeding or anything like that. And it's a lot better than probably leaving the hook in there by cutting it off and really yanking through. A lot of times you can twist that hook up so where the point would be going straight down towards the fish, and you're able to pop it loose, and it's minimal damage, and it's way more effective than yanking it out of their throat, obviously, or leaving that hook in there. So guys, a second ago I was talking to you about the line that I was using on my Carolina rig, and it's right here. This is it. It's a Pro 100 from K9 Fishing. This is 100% fluorocarbon. That's the 15-pound test. And then this is the K9 Fluoro. It's actually a co-poly, so it has a little bit of float in there, and it's super smooth, casts the crankbaits and reaction baits really far. I highly recommend using this on your reaction baits, and then anything you're dragging and you need that sensitivity and less stretch, then you go with the Pro 100. This stuff's very inexpensive and it's good stuff, so you can spool it up on all your reaction baits and then spend the money on this stuff right here, which is a little bit more expensive for that sensitivity and the visibility. So one thing I want you guys to know about, down in the description of today's video, I have a whole product list of the stuff that I was using today to catch fish. I want you guys to go down there and check out the discount codes that I have. Anything that I have discount code wise will be put in there. I got links to all the products that I was using, so that way if you guys want to get any of this stuff, makes it easy for you guys to get it. Luna 10 is my discount code over at 6 Cents Fishing. K9 Fishing for the fishing line is Luna 10 as well. And then Waterland is Luna 15. Got all that stuff down in the description along with the product list and all that, so check that out if you want to get anything that you see in today's video. There we go. Another one on the rig. Starting to eat a little bit. This one feels like it might be a little bit bigger. Can't really tell. It's staying down. Nah, it's the same as the others. Just fighting a little bit different. He's fighting hard though, that's for sure. There we go. There we go. Little guy. That's the first one that actually like ate it like a normal Carolina rig bite like you're used to, where they actually like full on bite it and then take it the whole 9 yards. The rest of them have been so like finicky and soft and weird, but that one finally like actually smashed it and ate it pretty good. Well guys, nothing to write home size wise, but we've managed to put some fish in the old Skeeter and put together a decent little day. 6 fish when you almost blanked last time, not bad, so I'll take it. It might be my last trip of 2024, I'm not exactly sure yet. We got time for about one more spot, and then we're gonna have to head in and get out of here. But real quick guys, Waterland Fishing Optics. I love my sunglasses. These are the Waterland Slaunch frames. The green mirror is by far my favorite. I wear these on the water, off the water. Every time you guys see me fishing, I got these sunglasses on. You can save some money if you head over to the Waterland website and use discount code LUNA15. It will save you 15% off. Again, that's waterlandco.com. Use discount code LUNA15. Well guys, that's a bummer. Just broke off, got bit. When you're fishing around these rocks and dragging this thing through all those rocks all the time, it's bound to happen. Just sucks that it happens when you get bit and not just get hung up or something like that. It definitely got bit. It took the bait and everything like you want it to, but set the hook and it broke. Just probably had a little nick. So what I've been doing is focusing on fishing offshore rock piles, whether it's the Carolina rig or the drop shot. Everything's been oriented to rocks. I'm not chasing bait balls. I'm not really scoping. I'm finding some of these rock piles with my forward facing sonar, but I'm really not throwing to individual fish to get bit. I may have caught some fish that I saw on my electronics with the drop shot, but most of it is just finding that structure, casting to the structure and dragging it through, kind of old school style fishing for the most part. That scope by, I'm sure it's somewhere, and I'm sure somebody's been able to figure out how to do it, but I'm just not able to do it. I tried last time I was here, and I'm just not seeing what I normally see when they're eating that. Doesn't mean they're not, it just means I haven't seen it. Well guys, I'm hoping that I have enough time to get one more bite and catch fish before we got to get out of here. It's coming down to crunch time. I just got bit, broke it off, but hopefully in the next couple casts or so I can get one more bite and get a fish in the boat. There we go. There we go. Got one on the jig. This feels like a decent one. This is the brand new Dual-Molds finesse jig. Nah, it ain't that big, but first one on this bait, that's cool. Weedless finesse jig. And we got one in the boat, hopefully. There we go. Got him in the boat. Best one of the day. Dual-Molds finesse jig right there, guys. Pretty cool. Brand new jig that just came out this year. Got him. Pretty stoked on that. That's pretty cool. Well guys, not a bad day. I thought it was going to be another brutal one like it was last week. Thankfully, we were able to put a handful of fish in the boat. The only thing we were missing today was size, but I'm not too upset about it. Got to pull on a few. If this is the last trip of the year, I think I did all right. I think I caught like 7 fish today, which I'll take that. That's a pretty fun day overall. It was also really cool to catch some fish on some brand new stuff. A bunch of baits that I made recently. The brand new weedless finesse jig. I think that's what it's called. It's the brand new super little compact finesse jig. It's got a super sharp Victory hook in there, and that fish got pinned, got it back to the boat, and cut down a craw in order to get a trailer that's small enough to get on there. And then I also caught fish on the brand new McGrady Newt. Well, it's brand new to me. It's not a brand new bait, but Dual-Molds had it for a while. I just put a video out making those, so you'll be able to check that out and get into tackle making, get that mold, and make those baits up and catch fish yourself. And then caught fish on the Carolina rig. Yeah, Carolina rig. Big improvement over the last trip out. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.